The Federal Reserve is the most important central bank in the world. They continue to raise rates. They've taken rates up 7 times, 25 basis points apiece, which isn't a lot over the last 2.5 years. However, relative to the rest of the global economy, global central banks, and the Fed's intention, Brian, to take rates up another 150 basis points by the end of 2020, that is a lot of relative tightening. And what we've seen since the spring is a significant move in the trade-weighted dollar against industrial countries. But when we look at the EM complex, the dollar move has been even larger. In fact, we recently hit an all-time record high. And that matters because a lot of debt is priced in dollars, especially in LATAM. So if the Fed continues to raise rates, there is a risk for further currency dislocations. Turkey, to my mind, is important, but mainly, Brian, because people are focused on the Turkey situation, but my sense is they're losing a sense of the bigger picture, which is just the Fed is hiking, the rest of the world isn't. And if that continues, something will break in the market. In other words, I don't think the Fed's tightening is sustainable with the rest of the global economies having their monetary policy ease.
Yeah.
So well, that's the issue.
The Fed, Joe, is cooking the global dinner, right? But you've got all the different ingredients laid out there, and one of the dishes, Turkey, may not be feeling so good. I mean, if one of the ingredients goes bad, it can spoil the entire dinner. Is Turkey going to impact our Federal Reserve? Is the FOMC, Jay Powell and company, are they going to have to raise rates slower than they would like to because of what's happening over there?
No, not because of Turkey, Brian, but I would say, you know, what we saw in currency markets had been happening for a while. Turkey is now just a distraction. I mean, certainly the devaluation of the Chinese yuan is a big issue. What's happening in Latin America with those currencies being significantly weaker, that to me is the much bigger story, which actually now has sort of been pushed under the rug because the focus has been Turkey. I've argued all along, you can't have one central bank move in one direction and the rest of the world moving in another direction, because if that happens, you'll have these dislocations. And unfortunately, we don't know sometimes, Brian, what happens until somebody doesn't meet a debt payment or some other event occurs.